I mean, what other community in America can make these kinds of claims? The hometown of George Washington's top lieutenant, home to both of the state's Continental Army generals, the birthplace of a unique segregated regiment, one that gave enslaved people their freedom, home to an esteemed militia company that supplied 35 officers to the war effort. Thank you, Kentish Guards. A layover stop for George Washington, Lafayette, and Benjamin Franklin. I mean, wow, really. And to add that to that list, the birthplace of the first American Navy. As Seth and Mark said, that event happened because at the time, our town hall was one of the locations where the Rhode Island General Assembly met. Prior to the current State House being built, the Assembly rotated its meetings between county courthouses. And for its fourth session after the start of the Revolutionary War, it met here in EG. During the proceedings, the paramount concern was a fearsome British warship that had taken up position in the bay. To the people of the time, it was like Darth Vader's Star Destroyer hovering overhead. The ship's commander, Sir James Wallace, plundered the coastline. And 250 years ago this week, he seized 2 ships belonging to John Brown, a wealthy Providence trade merchant. Mr. Brown was furious and wanted to take action. So he offered the colonial government another of his vessels, the Katy, to fight back against Sir Wallace. The General Assembly debated the offer, and on June 12, 1775, while meeting at the East Greenwich Courthouse, it passed a resolution to purchase the Katy, along with another vessel named the Washington. It then put them under the command of a single officer and ordered that they be fit out for military service. With that, the first American Navy was formed. As the Katy's first mission, she stole back one of John Brown's boats. The next fall, Rhode Island's delegates to the Continental Congress made an appeal to raise a full Continental Navy. And on October 13, 1775, the government in Philadelphia adopted the measure. That day, it purchased the Katy from Rhode Island and rechristened her as the Providence. Because of that chain of events, many people call East Greenwich the birthplace of the Navy. However, it should be noted that the Department of Defense recognizes the act of the Continental Congress as the birth of the U.S. Navy. But at Old EG, we aren't too bothered by that splitting of hairs. We're happy to be called the grandfather. Before giving up the mic, I want to point out that our town's ties to the Navy don't end there. Actually, the first Secretary of the Navy lived here for a time, and the 60th, John Chafee, hailed from Potawatomi. During the Civil War, one of our residents manned America's first hospital ship. And after the Civil War, a native-born son was the commander of the Pacific Fleet. In World War I, 57 of our residents signed up for the Navy and Naval Reserve Force. And during World War II, our townspeople built 8 Navy sub-chasers on the Cove. We provided accommodations for tens of thousands of Quonset workers. 100,000 sailors did combat training at Camp Fogarty in the southeast part of town. And 116 of our residents served in the Navy and Marines. 5 of them gave their lives. The moral of that history is that the Navy has always loved East Greenwich, and EG loves the Navy back. Thank you to the sailors and veterans who are here today.